Naked Truths Uncovered. The night I found 6 naked strangers in my living room, calling me the guest of honor, I realized I'd never really known my husband at all. For months, his book club had been my running joke, an excuse for him and his friends to drink too much red wine and pretend to discuss Tolstoy. I tease him about being the only man in the world who turned down sex for a nightly chapter of War and Peace. He'd just wink and slip out the door, promising not to wake me when he came back. On this particular Thursday, I couldn't sleep and figured I'd surprise him with a tray of brownies. Instead, my life detonated as soon as I walked in. My husband was in the center of the group, shock on his face as the others whooped and beckoned me in. The air smelled of sweat and perfume, definitely not books. Someone I'd never met before draped an arm around my shoulders, whispering, "We've been waiting for you." I froze, every muscle in my body screaming to either run or scream, but I just stood there while my husband awkwardly wrapped a towel around his waist and tried to explain. He stammered out a story about exploring boundaries and trust, as if the betrayal happening in front of me was just some minor misunderstanding. I wanted to throw something, to break every glass in the house, but all I could do was laugh, loud and sharp and bitter. I asked him if this was why he'd stopped touching me, why he flinched when I reached for him in bed. He said nothing, just stared at the carpet while the others gathered their clothes in silence. I turned to leave, but one of the strangers stopped me and handed me a business card, an invitation, they said, if I ever wanted to come back. My hands shook as I slammed the door behind me. I sat in my car for an hour, crying and shaking, torn between disgust and a strange curiosity. I thought about how lonely I'd been, how I'd ignored the signs because the alternative was admitting my marriage was a lie. The real twist is that even after everything, part of me wanted to step back into that room, not for him, but for me, to feel wanted, to feel anything besides invisible. I didn't go back that night. But I still have the card.